What's up, guys? New York Sports Hub here, coming at you with another New York Giants video. And this video is going to be about Andrew Thomas, the starting left tackle for the New York Giants. I want to give a shout out to Andrew Thomas. He's a guy I feel like I haven't really given any credit to. I haven't really talked about him much, but Andrew Thomas, after a rough start to the season, has done a great job as the left tackle for the New York Giants. And I want to give him a shout out because he has, a lot of people didn't like the pick. A lot of people coming in, the first couple weeks of the season, when he was playing poorly, everybody criticized Dave Gettleman for the pick. And I said, I think you got to give Andrew Thomas time. I feel like it's way too early to judge him after, 4 games. It's too early. And Andrew Thomas, really since November started, the Giants started winning games, Andrew Thomas has played a lot better. And he really has. And he's really stepped up his game. And I want to give him a shout out. He's done a great job for the New York Giants. And he got off to a rough start. I'll give him that. He got off to a pretty bad start. The numbers weren't great. The numbers were ugly. And he was giving up a ton of sacks, giving up a ton of pressures. And, he was killing Daniel Jones. He was giving up a lot of sacks. But Andrew Thomas has turned the corner. He's done a great job. I want to give him a shout out. So, really, ever since, it seems like November started and Mark Colombo got fired, Andrew Thomas has played great, and he definitely did great last week against the Bengals. And that was our debut for our new offensive line coach, Dave Guglielmo, or whatever his name is. But I don't know how to say it, but I'm pretty sure it's Guglielmo. Ever since we brought in our new offensive line coach, Andrew Thomas played great against the Bengals. Now, I know they don't have a great defensive line, but again, he still played a very good game, a very solid game. Now, Andrew Thomas's numbers, don't pop off. I mean, they don't, go off. They're not, off the charts kind of numbers. But, again, he's done a very good job for the Giants. And he hasn't really been giving up a lot of sacks. I mean, maybe some numbers will tell you otherwise, that he hasn't really been playing great. But in my opinion, he hasn't been playing horrible. He's definitely stepped up his game. And I really do believe Andrew Thomas is the future left tackle for the New York Giants. And we have not had a good left tackle in a very long time. Obviously, no Nate Solder, so he would have been a good veteran leader for this team. Nate Solder opted out. Kevin Zeitler's, a good veteran guy, but again, he's not really much of a leader either. Will Hernandez, he's young. Matt Hurt's young. Lemieux's young. So we really don't have a lot of veterans on the offensive line besides Nate Solder, and of course he opted out. So, Andrew Thomas has really developed into a very good offensive lineman. Now, he got off to a rough start, and I know the season isn't over yet, but Andrew Thomas has done great for the Giants. And even with this new offensive line coach, he's played great, and I got to give him a shout-out. I think it was after the Dallas game. He had a rough game against Dallas, really bad game. And a lot of people, a lot of Giants fans out there, did not like him. We're starting to criticize Dave Gettleman for the pick. And again, I say it was too early. And it was only the first couple games of the season. And I think Mark Colombo might have been the problem for Andrew Thomas. Maybe because he just wasn't the right guy for this team. We fire him. All of a sudden, Andrew Thomas plays great against the Bengals. It's one game, but again, he played great and might have had his best game of the season. He played very good against Washington in the 2 games, and he has to guard guys like Chase Young, Ryan Kerrigan, all those guys. They have a very good defensive line. He did a very good job. Did a good job against the Eagles. He has really turned the corner, and I'm very happy that Andrew Thomas has finally shown how talented he really is. And he gave up, 1 sack in Georgia in his senior year. He hasn't been having numbers like that, like he has, in his senior year in Georgia. But again, he's done a very serviceable job for the Giants, and, I'm happy with that. I'm not going to, ask Andrew Thomas to go out and, only give up 2 sacks a year. I'm not going to say that. But obviously, you're not going up against much talent in college than you are in the NFL, of course, but Andrew Thomas, obviously his numbers aren't as good as they were in the NFL as in college, but Andrew Thomas, I still got to give him credit. Even though his numbers don't look necessarily great, in my opinion, Andrew Thomas has turned the corner and has definitely improved for the New York Giants. And with the new offensive line coach for the rest of the season, and maybe for next year, maybe he's in our future plans, I see Andrew Thomas being the future left tackle of the New York Football Giants. I want to hear your thoughts on Andrew Thomas. I want to hear your thoughts. Do you like the pick? Did you like the pick back then? Did you like the pick now? I don't think I was even doing YouTube when we actually had the draft. I think it was in April, and I think I started my channel in May, I believe. So I don't even think I did YouTube when Andrew Thomas got drafted, so I didn't really get to show you guys my original reaction. But I like the pick. I liked the pick originally when we drafted Andrew Thomas. So I want to know your thoughts on the Andrew Thomas pick back then. I want to know your thoughts on the Andrew Thomas pick now. And do you Giants fans agree with me? Do you think Andrew Thomas has turned the corner? I definitely think so. I think with the new offensive line coach, on, with a younger offensive line. You got Gates, you got Lemieux, you got Matt Pert, another guy who has done great for the Giants, and, the only reason why Cam Fleming was in there last week is because, the only reason why Cam Fleming was in there is because Matt Pert ended up testing positive, and Cam Fleming had a terrible game against the Bengals, gave up a ton of huge penalties. Cam Fleming's garbage, but anyway, when Matt Pert's in there, he's done a great job. A third-round pick for the Giants, and another guy. I got to give Dave Gettleman credit. He has done it. Matt Pert has done a very good job for the Giants. Another young offensive lineman. I think he's our right tackle for the future. A lot of people might disagree with me. I know it's a small sample size, but again, I think Matt Pert is the right tackle for the future of the New York Giants. I really do believe that. And I really do think maybe Kevin Zeiler won't be back next year, but I think this offensive line is coming together. This offensive line as a whole has done a very good job so far this year, and our offensive line used to be one of the weaker parts of our team, and now I think it's becoming more of a strength. I think if Andrew Thomas he's going to get better. It's not like he's going to get worse. He's going to get better as a player. Same thing with guys like Matt Pert, Shane Lemieux, and hopefully Will Hernandez. This offensive line can be very good. I made a video in the offseason about I believe it's in the offseason. Can this offensive line on the Giants be an above-average line? Now, I'm not going to go out and say it has been, but it's done a very good job for the Giants, and it definitely has not been, I wouldn't say, a weakness for this Giants team, really besides the penalties, but it's really all on Fleming, so who really cares? But really besides the penalties, in my opinion, I think this offensive line has stepped up and has not been a weakness for the New York Giants, because in the past, the offensive line has been a weakness. This year, it has not. And Andrew Thomas, Matt Pert, they're going to get better. This offensive line is going to be very good in 2021. I truly do believe that. Everything's coming together, Giants fans. Everything's coming together. The offensive line's doing well. The defense is doing well. The quarterback's doing well. Let's hope he comes back healthy. Quarterback's starting to do well. We have good receivers, really besides Evan Ingram. We have a good receiving core. This Giants team's coming together, and I'm very happy about it. Want to hear your thoughts on the offensive line. I want to hear your thoughts on Andrew Thomas. If you're happy as I am, do you think Andrew Thomas has improved? And if you do think he has improved, I want to know, how happy, as I am, that Andrew Thomas has improved, because we definitely need him. We needed him to step up, and he has stepped up in a big way. So that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned for a Yankee video coming out right after this. I'll be making a video about Gary Sanchez, the whole Yankees tendering him and all that stuff. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to be on the lookout for more Giants videos coming out nightly. It's going to come out around 11 o'clock midnight. Giants videos every single night. Make sure to stay tuned for those. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys next time. Let's go Giants.